where real estate and lifestyle meet. It's not about where you came from, it's about where you are going. Everybody has a journey or story about life. We can help each other push through these obstacles by sharing the process, stories, and walks of life. Some of us have role models, some of us don't. This is my journey with no role models. So everyone, our second podcast ever, where we have Bogus here, a world-renowned tattoo artist that specializes in portraits and is from the same city I'm from, Whittier. So just wanted to let you know, thank you for coming out and donating your time to us to share some knowledge.
Of course, man. Appreciate you having me.
Definitely. So I just want to jump straight into it. Part of life is growing up. So my first question would be, how would you describe your childhood in 3 words?
It's kind of hard to kind of describe it in 3 words, just because there was like so many different stages of like my childhood, like growing up. I think the first part when I moved to Whittier was when my mom and my real dad separated. My mom ended up meeting my stepdad, and then we moved to Whittier. And I think at that time, I was kind of getting adjusted to, living in a new neighborhood, having new friends and all that shit. So like one thing that I always kind of did to like kind of keep myself busy, or that my parents kind of would do, was they would put us in sports, So luckily the neighborhood I grew up in, there was it was crazy. It's not like that no more. My mom still lives there, but I remember like every fucking house, like damn near every house, there was a kid that was either my age or like my age, like 2 years older, or like my little brother's age, which is like 4 years older. It's just weird. Like all the families were, I guess, just having kids around that same kind of time. So it was cool, once I got into that neighborhood right there. I started skating, started playing basketball, soccer, all that stuff. And a lot of the guys, that I kind of grew up with right there, I think, which is a lot of kids that kind of grow up in Whittier, is a lot of times they come from other cities, you know what I mean? And they kind of bring their families there to kind of try to like get them out of wherever the fuck they were living at before, because that was kind of my situation a little bit. But there was kind of like a lot of good fucking people, but there was also a lot of kids that were, kind of like came from broken homes and shit like that, you know what I mean? Or you would fucking, like my house, my homies would come over and there was no one there ever, we'd fucking kick it there or whatever the fuck. Luckily, I think at the beginning, when I started, like when I moved in, we were still very innocent, where I think I was like in 4th or 5th grade when I moved in right there. So it was mostly just like playing basketball and fucking, going to the park and fucking around. But
staying busy, right?
Yeah, just staying busy and shit. It wasn't anything too crazy, but there was just so many of us that lived in the fucking same neighborhood that, I think once you start hitting puberty and all that shit, you start going to school, and now it's like things kind of change a little bit, where now it's like some of your homies want to test you, and like you kind of start getting some of that weird shit kind of coming into the mix. And
it's kind of like the mini projects, right?
Kind of, yeah. It's just because there's so many fucking kids that live right there,
Yeah.
But there was really dope memories, like like living right there. I used to go swimming at Palm Park, like night swimming and shit like that.
Me too. I remember that.
Yeah, it was sick. That was like I think back to that, and that's like something that that's like some, like, I don't know, bro. It almost seemed like you were living like the 70s or something, right? Like where all the fucking kids would walk all the way the fuck. Because I grew up I grew up right there like in West Whittier, so like on Whittier Boulevard and Norwalk Boulevard.
Yeah.
So like we would all fucking, the whole neighborhood right there, all the little kids
get together.
We fucking walk, yeah.
Yeah.
But then that's kind of where like, a lot of our friends kind of started to separate, where, I was pretty good at sports, so I kind of stuck to that. But then some of the homies that were maybe not that good, they kind of start, they're not able to like make the fucking football team, the basketball team. So then they kind of start, they have more free time. They're not there practicing with you. So they, they're over there doing dumb shit.
Getting in trouble.
Yeah. And the fucked up thing about that is it kind of affects you as well, because they're your friends. They live in the same neighborhood as you do. So now you going to school and shit like that, you know, you kind of carry a lot of your friends' problems when you go to school because you grew up with them as little kids. So if some shit were to happen, like you kind of, you got to have your homies' backs. You know what I mean? So for me, when I got into high school, that's when it kind of got a little weird because I was almost like living like two kind of lives. You know what I mean? Where like I was like this really good athlete. I fucking you know, I was pretty good at basketball and shit. You know, I played JV my freshman year and then played varsity the rest. You know what I mean?
Whittier High?
No, I went to Pioneer.
Oh, okay.
Which wasn't like the best athletic school, but you know, whatever. We were okay at basketball. It wasn't our. I graduated '08.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't the worst sports program.
Right.
Football kind of was, but like basketball was like we were decent. We would get some good players and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of when I feel like my my childhood stuff. You know, you kind of start becoming like a teenager and shit. And I think I kind of got stuck in between both worlds. You know what I mean? Because you know, I had those friends, and then I had like coaches trying to keep me on the right path. But I couldn't really help from where I came from and like my friends and stuff like that. I think too, man, I think I kind of overdid it, bro. Like with sports, like my parents, I think put me too much into sports, like to keep me out of bullshit and stuff. Where I think by like my sophomore year, I was like, man, fuck this shit. You know, I don't want to play no more. You know,
like a little burned out, right?
Yeah, I was like, fuck all this shit. You know, like, and that's a good thing though, because it kind of taught me now with my son to be like, you know, yeah, like if he wants to play, cool, you know, and if he has passion for it, cool. But I'm not gonna be right there like you're fucking gonna play in 5 fucking leagues, and you know what I mean? Like that's how I was, bro. It's just like over here, over there, and you know, my parents didn't fucking know any better. They're fucking born in Mexico, you know, like they were just like cool, keep him busy. He likes it. He's good.
Well, at the end, I'm sure it was because they wanted to keep you on the
streets.
And you do something positive and playing sports and possibly, you know, making it big. That's that's every parent's dream.
Yeah, for sure. And I think like all the shit that you kind of learned along the way playing sports and stuff. You say you played sports too a little bit, right?
Yeah, I wasn't that good.
Yeah,
I was hoping basketball. You're 6'6".
I know, bro. It's crazy.
I was a lot different when I was younger.
Oh,
okay. I was really skinny. I didn't have a lot of confidence, and it just wasn't the right time. You know, my parents got in trouble and stuff. So that kind of, in a sense, you were already doing it because you were already put out there in so many different sports. So you had the discipline. I didn't yet, and I was trying to work it that way, and it never worked out.
Got you. Yeah, and kind of, you know, like how you say the confidence thing. I think that was fucking a lot of us, bro. You know, like I think back to like how I was when I was younger, and I'm just like, fuck, bro. Like I could have really used a fucking like I had my stepdad and stuff, but you know he wasn't like my blood fucking father and shit. You know, and you know you kind of start thinking like that. And it's really important for you to have those influences from your parents, bro, especially like a father figure to like really tell you like, you know, like especially you know, you going through a fucking breakup in middle school and you're like, oh fucking, you know, like it would have been nice to have someone there like, hey bro, like chill out, you're only fucking 12 years old, dude, like it ain't the end of the world, you know. But when you're younger, you know, like that could easily flip into something else where it fucking angers you and you're like, man, fuck that and fuck everyone and fuck everything and I'm gonna go crazy, you know. And I see, you know, you see it happen to a lot of kids, bro, you know.
Yeah, nowadays kids don't give a fuck, and it's not like when we grew up. We would get fucked up.
Yeah.
No,
by our parents.
My generation's way too soft. Definitely, I would agree for myself.
Yeah. Well, it's just different, bro. I guess it's kind of like how our parents used to think like our shit was crazy and stupid. You know, it's like it just fucking changes. It just evolves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, my childhood it was a really good childhood, but it was also like a lot of just a lot of like obstacles and stuff like constantly. You know, like it was. And it was a trippy childhood, you know. And a lot of people think like, oh, Whittier, it's like a little suburb and it's like nice and it's chill, but like during those times when I lived in that neighborhood, bro, it was not fucking like that, bro. It was fucking not like that at all, dude. Like, and that's that I wasn't even involved with no gangs or anything. It was just you're just like affiliated with the neighborhood because you fucking live there, you know.
Yeah. So where I grew up, it was right there, and the time I was younger, I was older than you, so it was 02 when I graduated, and they were trying to jump me into a gang, and I told my mom, get me out of the school. I don't want to join the gang. She's like, are you serious? Are you telling me the truth? Is this really why you want to move schools? And I said, yeah. And she's like, all right, let's go. And she immediately took me to school in Whittier, which is Longfellow.
Oh, nice.
And
Where were you
enrolled
going
me.
at before at that time?
It was I was in 4th grade.
Was it West Whittier?
Washington.
Oh, Washington, yeah.
So I'd walk down my grandma lived on Norwalk and Mines.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
I would just walk down that way, right towards like Ruby's.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Ruby's.
I grew up there. I grew up playing video games right there.
Yeah,
Ruby's, yeah.
Ruby's.
Those are shit, dude.
Yeah, that's where I feel like my life was different. Like I grew up in LA when I was like up till like about 9 years old. My dad said, "You got to get out of here."
Yeah,
Didn't want me getting involved with drugs, gangs, none of that. So he moved me to Corona.
Yeah.
Corona was so subtle. It was a different change because going from LA to Corona to just a straight suburb, it was hard getting used to.
Yeah.
But now I don't even want to move back to LA because there's so much traffic.
Oh yeah, dude, fuck that shit. Yeah, I hesitate to go to LA now, even though I love going.
Right.
You go and you're like, dude, I'm gonna be stuck in fucking 3 hours of traffic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To just drive like 5 miles down the street, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, gotcha. So now that we talked about your childhood, do you feel like that played into like who you are now, like with your career?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I think like the discipline and like the competitiveness that I fucking learned, playing sports, and I was very fortunate to have like really good coaches in my life, that like really to this day I think of a lot of like the stuff that they would I don't think like exact shit, but they spend so much time with you, they're not even getting paid, and they fucking really fucking install these like really cool things, inside of you, you know what I mean? And for sure, man, they're things that I use with tattooing, I'm extremely competitive, so I think that with like me being so competitive with just even myself, bro, like has helped me like push myself to like these extreme like levels of like not even so much in tattooing, but in other business aspects as well, has really helped me really push myself,
Right.
Yeah, bro. And even like before, like my background, like a lot of people have asked me like what's my background in like fucking tattooing, like how did I get into tattooing? And because everyone kind of has a background, I was a sign painter, I was a fucking
Right.
whatever, I was a graffiti artist, so
cool.
so that really fueled like me, like the competitiveness that I learned with sports, when I got more into like tagging, like dude, like I was like super competitive about that, and I think tagging is like all about competition, and so for sure, man. Yeah.
Did you battle against other like tag crews too?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it was kind of like that, bro. It was more like you would get inspired by other riders. You would hear stories of other riders, and it was like really inspiring, and you're like, dude, I want to do that, or I want to get this spot, or I want to do something, or I want to get like the respect from, some of those guys. So I want to kind of like do something like way out of the ordinary, something really crazy, to really like make my mark and like get my respect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, that graffiti was like my background in tattooing, and all the stuff from my childhood like really helped me like excel in graffiti as well.
Okay, cool. I had a follow-up question. I know with tagging, my dad was a tagger. My dad was from 7th Letter.
Oh, sick. Hell yeah.
So were you the type to like want to have your name everywhere, or were you more on the artsy side, like to do like
Oh yeah,
cool
so
designs?
that's a good question. No, I would for sure. I think the people that I was inspired by and like the people that I learned from were just more like taggers, bro. Like kind of like knucklehead type people that just want to be up like everywhere. You know what I mean? It's more about just getting up. Obviously, like you didn't want to be fucking super toy. You wanted to do like some really, like me, I just like doing like really clean, legible stuff.
Right.
But I definitely was more about getting up, not so much about the like the nice stuff. Even though I wish if I would have stood in it long enough, I'm sure that it would have evolved into that. But for the time that I did do it, it was just about getting up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What advice would you give yourself knowing what you know now?
I would say I spent a lot of time when I first started tattooing because I didn't do an apprenticeship, and I was like self-taught, that I would like be like extremely fucking hard on myself, and I would like stress out about like stuff that was like at that time it was out of my control, you know what I mean? So I would say that is just like to stick to like your plan, and always trust your gut feeling, you know what I mean? Whatever your conscience is telling you, like usually follow that, and it's gonna guide you the right way, because I would get in my head a lot, and I would like really get super discouraged, And now looking back, it was like really unnecessary. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta do it.
Yeah.
Like Nike.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I feel like it's easy to get in your head and just like discourage yourself if like one negative event happens.
Yeah,
I feel like that's where you just gotta take your mind out of that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Like, I need to be more positive. Yeah. And that's when you surround yourself with more positive people.
Exactly, yeah. And I think too is like, you know, like platforms like this, bro, where like you're able to like, let's say younger people are able to like fucking hear this type of shit. It's like, dude, that shit's like I wish I had some shit like that when I was like learning how to tattoo, where I could fucking go on YouTube and look at a podcast of a tattoo artist, or, you know, like you, like a real estate agent, and be like, oh fuck, dude, that's a crazy story. Like, I'm not that far off of how he grew up, you know. It's possible for me to do it, you know, because when I was doing it, there was not a lot of information about tattooing out there, so there was no one for me to really compare myself to. So I was just kind of like, fuck, I'm fucking up, I'm tattooing my sister's fucking garage, it's dirty as fuck in here, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, am I the only motherfucker like in this shitty situation? You know, how the fuck am I gonna get out of it? You know, but later on you find out that it's a lot of people's story. You're not able to connect all the pieces back then because, you know, you don't have the platforms like we do now where you could hear these stories and shit like that, you know? So this is crazy. This is badass.
Definitely. Some of the most successful people I know are tattoo artists.
Yeah.
You guys charge a lot. I paid $1,500 for my arm.
Oh yeah,
for
bro.
8 hours.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, there's you know, it's definitely like evolved, like especially the last like 10 years. You know, when I started tattooing, there was like a handful of artists that I knew that were charging like those amounts of money. But now it's like there's a lot of good artists and a lot of artists charging, you know, that and even more, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's cool, man. It's cool to see it evolving. You know, it's very inspiring. You know, to see like where it's at now. You know, it's really cool.
That leads me like. How did you come up with your own, like, how do you value yourself? Like, you know, how do you charge a person? Like, is it per, like, hour, per day?
I think, so what I do now is I charge, like, I charge by, like, a half day or a full day. That's usually how I charge. But I a lot of times, like, my pieces don't take the half day. It takes a lot less, or it doesn't take the full day.
Right.
And sometimes it's just, you know, the client has good skin, or like the idea is something that I'm like very familiar with and I've done it many times where I could just bang it out. And so at that point, you're not really paying so much anymore for like the half day or full day. You're just paying for the experience, like the experience that the artist has, you know?
Right.
So like for me, it's like if I could bang out something in 4 hours that I quoted you for the full day, I'm still going to charge you the full day because we kind of agreed on it. And the customers always, you know, they always fucking understand, and they agree with it. You know, I'm at a good place now where I've been doing it long enough where people come in, it's just like, do whatever the fuck, you know, like you do whatever, like this is my idea, like whatever. And it's awesome. You know, it wasn't always like that though. You know, I had to really
make a name for yourself.
Yeah, bro. And learn the business side of it too, is like learn how to have confidence, learn how to talk to clients, learn how to talk to all different types of people, learn how to read people. You know what I mean? Because there's some people that you have to talk to them a certain way because they don't understand, or because of their background, you got to talk to them a certain type of way. So it's just like knowing all that stuff with all the experience that you get and you gain throughout the years. Eventually, like you could get into a place like this, just like you guys. You know, you guys probably you get your clients with the cars, and it's like you do whatever the fuck, right? Like You've been doing it so long, like they're done. They're coming to you because they know that your product. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how it is with this. Yeah.
Yeah, me specifically, like I pick when I got 2 tattoos. I have this one and I have this one up here. I spent at least a year looking at artists to determine which one I wanted to go to. And then when I would take that year, I would try to schedule, and then it's a year wait.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, that's crazy how it's gone like that. You know, I think right now it's slowing down a little bit. You know, I think I think everything got a little crazy during COVID. I think for every industry, like a lot of things were booming. But I think it's kind of getting back to normal. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You think Robert should get sleeved up?
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be badass. But you know what? It's like at the same time, you know, I shouldn't say this, but you know, I think tattooing got so big, bro, that now it's rare in LA to find someone with no tattoos.
Yeah. That's
you know, like now it's like, damn, you have not one? You don't have any?
I have one.
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. Then I'm just kidding. But my little brother, bro, he works at the shop. He manages a tattoo shop. Okay. He doesn't have not one tattoo, bro. Not one fucking tattoo. And he hates when people ask him that stupid, like, you don't have a tattoo? He's like, oh, fuck. Like, no, I don't. And he's like, has to try to, I think every day he gets asked that question.
Yeah.
But now you look at him, or like even like you know, you're just like, damn, you don't have like no tattoos, man. That's crazy. But it's kind of cool too, you know. Maybe it'll change, bro, and maybe like maybe in the future, the more like rebellious way is to not have any tattoos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
How did you get started in tattooing?
So when I was tagging, I was like so fucking obsessed with it, bro. Like I have like an addictive personality, you know. I like something and I just go fucking all in, and I got like super lost in that fucking world, and I got so into it that it like started taking me down some bad paths, you know what I mean? And you know, like just, you know, at the same time, it's like the age, right? Like the age that I was at, you know, I was partying a lot, drinking a lot, like fucking around with drugs, hanging out with bunch of friends that were doing the same shit, and you know, a bunch of friends that were just really like influencing each other to see who could do the most dumb shit, really, bro. You know what I mean? Who's the downest fool, or who's gonna do the craziest shit tonight or whatever. And so that I ended up getting busted for writing, you know. I think every few years, like depending on like what our governor is, they start to like really press the laws on certain types of stuff. Right now it's a fucking free for all. You go to LA, it's all fucked up, you know. They don't give a fuck right now. You could do whatever the fuck you want. But during the time when I was doing it, it wasn't like that, bro. It was like they were trying to clean a lot of it up. So what we would do is we would get like really crazy spots so that they couldn't clean them up. You know, we were getting spots that had never gotten painted on before. High crazy fucking spots. So what ended up happening is we got we were getting too much attention from fucking everyone, you know, because we were just fucking riding on every single fucking freeway, bro. Like, and we, like that's what it was like. Kind of my thing was like hitting every. My bad. I started talking to it, but I started like, my thing was like, I want to have a piece on the 101 South and North, and I want to have on the 405 this way, that all the fucking freeways. I want to have, and I want to have the best spot, not just a little. I want to have like a center divider or a fucking a heaven or something. I want to have some crazy
where you can
shit.
See it.
Yeah, I wanted some crazy shit where you go on that freeway and that's all you're thinking when you leave the freeway. Like, fuck, how the fuck did he get up there? You know?
Yeah.
So what ended up happening with that is eventually, you know, your luck runs out. I started catching little cases for that stuff. And I would do a little bit of county time and stuff like that. But then they ended up like doing this big fucking like graffiti investigation. And during that time they were trying to give a lot of like tagging crews like a gang injunction, you know, kind of like the same shit that they give the gangs and stuff like that.
Right.
So they were at that time, that was like a new thing that they were kind of trying to do. And I was part of that fucking law that was or not law, but that push to do that shit to the taggers, right?
Yeah.
So they raided my house. It came, all kinds of fucked up shit came on the newspaper. And then, you know, I was on probation, so I was like fighting that case, and I was just in the county, like just like stuck in there, not knowing, you know, I go like I think the first like 2 or 3 deals they threw at me was like 5 years and then like 3 years, you know, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like this, I had done a little bit of time for writing, but it was never anything too crazy. But they start throwing time at you like that, and you're like, fuck, dude, I'm fucking 19 years old. Like, I'm gonna get out when I'm like 24. You're like, fuck, you know, and when you're that young, like that's a long fucking time for tagging, you know. And you know, so when I was in there during that time, to pass time, I would draw, you know. I would draw a lot. I had always had a little bit of an art background. You know, I come from like a family of artists, you know what I mean? My mom, like my dad a little bit, my sister, but I have like my grandpa's brother, which is like, I guess like my uncle or some shit. He was like a really famous artist in Mexico. You know, he's a ceramic artist, so he used to do like ceramic like sculptures and shit like that. Oh. And you know, the pieces would travel like all through the fucking country, and even they would even take him to like shows in like museums in like Europe and shit like that, you know. Like, he's big fucking artist, bro. It was crazy. I never even fucking knew that growing up. I didn't really fucking know that he was that fucking, you know, like that he was that like relevant in that world, you know. It wasn't until after he passed away. But so when I was in there, I would fucking draw and stuff like that, and then I started to like get like pretty fucking good at it. You know what I mean? Like, because I had always, like, my mom would put me in art classes and stuff too. I would take art in middle school, high school. But when I was in there, I started to actually get pretty good, where I would get attention from a lot of people, like, oh, dude, draw me a card, do this, do that. And, you know, that's, you know, in there, everyone fucking has tattoos. At the time, I didn't have no fucking tattoos. So, you know, that kind of planted the seed in my head where I'm like, damn, dude, when I get out, I want to get a tattoo, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that'd be pretty cool to get.
How old were you at that time?
I was 19. Yeah. So I was already a little older. I didn't start getting tattooed like heavily until I was like 20. And you know, I didn't have money, bro. Like growing up, I didn't fucking have no money, dude. So and I've always liked nice shit. So I knew that I wasn't gonna go and get some cheap shit tatted or whatever the fuck. I wanted to get something nice, and you know, good tattoos cost money. So yeah, when I ended up whatever that injunction, they weren't able to fucking do it, and I ended up fucking getting out or whatever. And when I got out, I had like I had like a felony from a prior fucking case that I had caught, and then now I have this one for the graffiti shit. Mm-hmm. And so this is like around the recession time, like 2008, 2009.
Right.
So like, dude, I can't get no fucking job, bro. Like I go to even like fast food shit, like I can't get no fucking job. You know, so I was like in a shitty fucking situation, like not really a good living situation. I was living at my sister's pad. She had just had a kid, you know, it was like a small house. I didn't have a job, you know what I mean? So it was just shitty, bro, like rock bottom, right? But I, you know, I knew I wanted to get a tattoo, right? Like I'm like, I want to get tatted.
What did you want?
I don't know. I just wanted to get something. Oh, I wanted to get a Virgin Mary tattooed because I had seen a homie that was busted with. He had one and it was fucking sick, and I'm like, dude, I want that exact fucking piece, you know?
Yeah.
This is stupid. And then so I fucking got like this little summer job. Like my uncle, he had like a rental property, and like the tenants moved, and I had always done a little bit of construction with other family members, so I know a little bit of shit, you know. So my uncle asked me like, oh, you want a little summer job, whatever. I worked that summer job. You know, I stacked some, like, I worked throughout the whole summer, and I just saved all my fucking money. Once I had enough money saved, I was like, you know what, I put a little bit of money aside. I'm like, I'm gonna go get a tattoo. So yeah, once I got tattooed, bro, like the moment I got tattooed, bro, I was like, dude, I want to fucking, like, a light bulb clicked, you know what I mean? And I was just like, fuck, dude, I want to do this, you know, like this is, and I would try to convince myself not to want to do it, but I couldn't stop thinking about it, you know, like I would go home and I'll go online and just like look at whatever the fuck I could Google at the time, because there wasn't much shit about tattooing out there. There was, but a lot of it was just like bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
But I would just like try to fucking see as much just random shit about tattooing, and then I would put more money aside and I would go get tattooed again, and I was just fucking hooked, you know. I was just hooked on going and asking questions and watching and shit like that. And then I guess I fucking built up enough confidence to like ask the artist like, hey bro, like, you know, I'm kind of trying to learn, you know, like, what's up, like, can you kind of like help me out or whatever. And yeah, it was actually really fucking cool about it. And, you know, at the time he's like, you know what, I'm kind of like learning myself still. Like, I'm not in I'm not in a position to like want to like apprentice you or anything like that, you know, but I'll guide you in the right direction. You know, I'll tell you what machines are good. I'll tell you what I use or whatever the fuck. So he kind of like helped me out with that.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I put some more money aside, got all my shit. And then my sister had a garage, and it was all fucking dirty and shit. And she's like, you know, if you, whatever, I asked her, like, if I clean this shit out, like, can I fucking tattoo in here? And she was just like, yeah, fuck it, you know? I was going to college, too, at the same time. That's why she would kind of, like, let me do shit like that. Because I was, like, because she's like, you can't just live here and just chill all fucking day.
Yeah.
If you can't get a job, you got to go to college. So I was going to Cerritos College. I was taking just bullshit-ass classes. And then I was trying to major in how do you say it? Kinesiology, is that how you say it?
Kinesiology.
Yeah, like workout shit. Yeah, because that's all I fucking knew. But when I was taking the classes, I'm like, I don't want to do any of this shit. You know, like this isn't what I want to do. Like I'm just thinking about tattooing, and I'm looking at the dudes in the class. I'm like, I don't want to be like any of these guys. You know.
Yeah.
So fucking, because I was going to college and shit like that, my sister she would give me like a lot of she would like fucking she would like kind of, you know, get off my back a little bit, you know, like kind of like, all right, you're cool, like whatever, just get good grades, whatever. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you go ahead and tattoo in there. And I don't think she knew like how serious I was going to take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And while I was saving that money to like get the machines and stuff, you know, as I had gotten out of jail, right? Like I was like constantly drawing every day after school or like fucking the construction shit. I was always just like go home and draw and draw and draw. So I put together this little bullshit plan in my head. Like wasn't bullshit. It actually ended up working out, right? But it was just like right now I don't have anything to show anyone to convince anyone to want to get tattooed by me. So I think the best thing that I can do is put together sketchbooks full of drawings, you know, and lettering and shit like that.
Right.
And then I could just like show people, you know, like whenever my friends come over or whatever, I could show them. And, you know, at that time, you know, you're younger, so you're hanging out with lots of groups of people. When you get older, you don't want all these people at your pad, you know, but back then it's like you got all these homies coming over and they got big mouths and they're looking at the shit and they're like, fuck, this shit's sick as fuck, you know. They go tell people this was this, you know, he's gonna start tattooing. So once I got my machines, you know, I had already kind of like planted that seed in everyone's head that I was tattooing, and no one at that time in the area that I lived in was really tattooing. So as soon as I got my machines, I had people lined up that wanted to get tattooed by me, and it just really took off a lot quicker than I expected it to. That's summarizing it, of course. There was a lot of ups and downs during that time because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I caught on to it. Like I would like to say like a very decent amount of, I learned a decent amount on my own and got good enough on my own in those 2 years to be able to like get into a tattoo shop. So then I started working at a fucking tattoo shop after working, you know, those 2 years at my sister's pad.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And that's when things started to fucking go, you know, now you're like in a professional fucking shop, you know. After that, you know, obviously started taking it a lot more fucking serious, you know. I was already taking it serious, but, you know, now that I was at the shop, I was fortunate enough to have like older people to work around, you know what I mean, where they were really like, they were on my ass, you know. I think the youngest person, I was like 22 when I started working there. And the second youngest guy was maybe like 33, 34, you know? So everyone else was older. So, you know, I had good guidance, you know, like they would, you know, typical tattooer shit, would fuck around and do dumb shit, but it was all business, you know. It was like super business. You know, I learned a bunch of bullshit, you know, like how to fucking treat people, how to talk to clients, how to have confidence, all that stuff. Right. Bro, I learned a lot working right there. But yeah, that's how I got started tattooing. Yeah.
What's one mistake you made in business that you learned the most from?
Fuck. There's so fucking many, right? Like there's so many mistakes, but I would say
the one that like stands out the most to you, that you learned the biggest lesson from.
I would say, I would say like is like never count on anyone else to like be there for you, you know. Like you got to do that shit on your own, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people that I talk to, and like, you know, now what I'm trying to do with like this mentorship program, I talk to them, and just like the way that you get some responses is a lot of people like blame like the reason why they're not excelling in tattooing is because they're whatever, like the guy they're learning from sucks. And it's like, okay, I get that, right? Like maybe he does, but it's like you can't just blame all that on that person. You got to make an adjustment, you know. And if it's not working for you, you got to fucking make an adjustment. And I think that's what, like, there was times where I didn't put all my marbles on one person and expect that person to fucking take me to the fucking moon. But there was times where I did depend on people, or I did seek a lot of guidance from someone, and you know that guidance wasn't like that good, you know what I mean? So I would say that, man, it's just like, and that's more in tattooing though, but I guess business too. Business in general. Yeah, I think that, bro, is just like really believing in yourself, and you know, if something doesn't fucking work, it's just like you have to pivot and you have to move, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I would say.
50 Cent just did a video, or it's probably old, but he says that everybody wants to help you when you don't need help. Yeah. But when someone wants to help you when you need help, that's like a very rare situation. Yeah. If they do really want to help you, of course, you should take it. Yeah. But remember those people.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. Yeah, for sure.
Got you. You know what? Let me add to that. I feel like that's true. It's like, I think people help you just to say they helped you too, just to be a part of it. But they're not. Are you doing it genuinely?
Yeah.
Like your mentor, was he doing it genuinely? Do you feel?
Like, mine. I had a few. I didn't. I don't want to say I had like a mentor, but I did have people that I looked up to as mentors. They probably don't even know that I looked up to them as mentors, you know what I mean? But I would look up to them a lot. And a lot of times it wasn't even the way they tattooed. A lot of times it was like, I like the type of family man that this fool was, or I like the way this fool treated people, or I like the way this fool ran his business. So I would just take a little bit from everyone and then just like it created who I am now, you know what I mean? But, you know, I still think about a lot of the stuff, you know, that I learned from all these people, you know what I mean? Yeah, bro. Like,
I think that too, exactly what you said. I believe in that 100%. Like, if I want to have a relationship, you know, like this man does with his wife, I follow his values. If I want to have a house like this person, I follow his values. And I think that comes back to like the streets. Like we see a lot of things. But not everything that we see we like.
Exactly.
Or sometimes we like it, and sometimes it's bad. But if you experience it young and you grow not to like it, then you see different things that you are attracted to and you want to have in life. But I think that's definitely like a Whittier thing.
That was one that like I feel like I've always kind of tried to do that, you know. I take a little bit of from people, and you know, it's like, you know, there, you know, just like not everyone's perfect, you know. There's just some people that excel at certain things very well, you know, and like take that from them, you know.
And that we all have an ego. And I think that is a big part of you saying, like, you're able to put your ego aside and ask for help, or surround yourself with other people. Because like, even at the gym, you know, we've seen each other a lot of times, but we never really talked. I was like, oh, yeah, that's Gamby's homie. But I never, you know, took the time, like, hey, what's up, man? Until I saw a video, and I'm like, oh, shit. They're different. And then I saw your car, and I was like, oh, I thought it was somebody else's car. I was like, oh, cool car, bro, you know? And then me too, I guess maybe it was ego too in a sense. But then I thought, shit, dude, this guy's doing really good. I want to have things like this. I want to have, you know, more followers. How do you do it? And
And dude, like coming here, bro, like fuck you, like damn, this is fucking crazy, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think when he first shot with you, he's like, damn, like I didn't know this who fucking was like this successful, you know what I mean? Not like that, but you know, because we like all that shit. We talk about, you know, we have we have big goals for ourselves, you know. So like whenever I see someone like that's doing like shit like this, I'm like, dude, this shit's a shit, dude. Like I fucking love that shit, you know. I love seeing it. You know, especially people that come from like similar backgrounds. It's fucking sick, dude. It's super inspiring, you know. Like, and I think that's like the mindset that I think a lot more men have to have, is like, you like appreciate when you see someone that's doing something that you would want, you know what I mean? Not even on some financial shit all the time either. Like, you know, sometimes you see fools that like they're just cool as fuck, you know, or like they're just like they carry themselves very well, or they treat people very well, and you're like, that's badass. But I think at where I'm at, like, I don't know, like seeing shit like that, I'm like, fucking shit, bro, this is crazy, bro, you know. And he's got a lot of shit, you know what I mean? It's fucking crazy. Yeah, bro, that's sick, dude.
Yeah, definitely. I think it has to do with, you know, how we grew up and appreciating things, and we don't always. I think nowadays, you know, times are different. There's a lot of egos, and oh no, I don't want to be cool with that guy because he has a better car than me. Whatever. Now I'm past all that shit. It's like, damn, like, you know, come to my circle. Let's have lunch. Let's network together. Let's put something together, and we can help each other. Like even him, you know, even Aaron.
Hell yeah.
Help each other, leverage each other.
Yeah, especially with that, like what you said. What's fucked up about a lot of times with like that is like, a lot of times it's like the same people that come from the same area that don't want to fucking help each other out or fucking or network, bro. It's just like, fuck that fool, or like whatever, you know. It's like, dude,
for no
like
reason,
fucking same fucking area, bro. Like,
even
let's
the
fucking
same race.
Yeah, bro. It's like, bro, exactly, dude. That's like a Hispanic thing, I think, too, bro. You know, I'm Hispanic, you know. You know, I think that's a, you know, I admire, like when I see other races, like I don't know, like
Support
Jewish people and stuff like that. They fucking help each other out so fucking much, you know. And then that's how they're able to stay that fucking successful, you know. And all the fucking all the generations of their fucking families, bro, do very fucking well because all it is just helping. And a lot of times it's not even giving someone fucking money, bro. It's you just giving someone some game, talking to someone. Sharing, you know what I mean? Yeah, bro. It's just fucking knowledge, you know. Like there's a lot of like when and that's why I'm not greedy with giving people knowledge. I don't mind giving people knowledge. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those guys that, oh, it was hard for me, so I'm not gonna fucking teach any of you motherfuckers anything. Like that's dumb, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just so stupid, you know?
Yeah. I think a big part is like it's not where you're from, it's where you're going.
Yeah.
And if you're headed on the right path, if you're focused, then you can go far.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You just have to believe it and work hard.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There's been times like where I've met people and like older people and they're scared about like sharing their game.
Yeah.
Like sharing what they did, how they got there, very dry answers. And I picked up on that. I was always just a student. I liked being a student. So I would pick up on that. And then there was people I met like Robert, who mentors me now. And I know so much about, you know, life and real estate and just business now just by like watching him. Watching him do what he does. He wasn't a hater. He wanted to see me grow.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And that's awesome, bro. Like there's, you know, that's a fucking great fucking opportunity, you know, like and it shows, you know, like I would think that you were a lot older, bro, but you know, you carry yourself like an older man, you know, but not like that, but like an older fucking person. But, you know, you're young as fuck, bro. That's fucking good, man. You know, and there should be more of that shit, dude, because we're like, you guys are Hispanic, no?
Yeah.
Like fucking, like we have so much potential as Hispanic people, bro. Like we're like fucking have a crazy work ethic, you know what I mean? Like we're down to do fucking anything, really, dog. And it's like a lot of that shit just gets blocked by us not wanting to fucking help each other, you know? I think that shit's changing, bro. You know, I think that's changing. I think a lot of, you know, people like you, bro, are like really fucking opening up the doors for a lot of younger people. And there's plenty of fucking opportunities and money out there for fucking everyone, dog. You know, there's a lot of that shit out there. I don't know why people think there's like a limited of money and only, you know what I mean? Like there's so much of that shit out there, dude.
Business everywhere for everybody. I agree.
How did you handle the stress and uncertainties that come with running a business?
Fuck. Well, you know, a lot of it was trial and error, you know, because kind of going back to what we were just talking, when I first opened up my shop, you know, it was very difficult, bro, because I didn't really have anyone to tell me like, oh, you got to go to the health department first, then you got to do this and the steps to do it in. So luckily I didn't fuck up too bad, you know, where I signed a fucking lease and then found out that the zoning wasn't even allowed to fuck, because that happens to people. They'll fucking go sign a lease and the landlord's like, yeah, fuck it, sign it, whatever. And then you're locked into that fucking lease. You can't even open up your business there, you know, because the health department or the city doesn't allow it because it's whatever, there's another tattoo shop close or whatever the zoning fucking laws are right there that they don't allow it or whatever.
Right.
I didn't fuck up too bad like that, but I did fuck up a little bit in other stuff. But the way I handled it, bro, honestly, like kind of, I didn't handle it well, I think, at the time, you know, because I would fucking cope with like stress with like stupid shit, bro, like with alcohol or fucking whatever dumb shit, you know. But now the way I cope with stress is like through the gym, bro. Like go to the gym and I'm just like, fuck, dude, I don't give a fuck what happens after, bro. You know, I could have like a horrible ass fucking like morning or whatever the night before. I had a shitty day at work. Not shitty day because I don't have shitty days at work anymore, but whatever personal stuff going on in my life that just suck ass, and then I'll fucking go to, I'll be like, fuck, dude, I can't wait to go to the gym in the morning. And then when I go to the gym, fucking just clear, bro. I don't give a fuck, like, anything, you know? I'm not even mad at no one. I don't give a fuck about nothing. It just clears my mind, bro, you know? And now getting a little bit older, I'm starting to get more even into, like, the shit that you put in your body, the food that you're eating, you know what I mean? Everything, bro. Even the fucking music you listen to. Even I love like fucking like all the new rap. I love that shit. I don't know why the fuck I like it. I have no relationship with that fucking music, but I fucking love listening to it. But you listen to it and you're like, damn, dude, there's a lot of shit on here that is like very, you know what I mean? Like I shouldn't be listening to the shit. But that I don't think I'll let go. But like, you know, the shit you put in your body, you know, working out and stuff like that, that shit's like major like coping like mechanisms, you know, like, or I don't even know if that's a right word, but that's a good a way to cope with all the stress and whatever the fuck, you know.
I think the gym is probably the best way.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
You can change yourself. You can work on yourself there.
Yeah.
Change the game.
Yeah.
You make good connections there.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
Robert.
Yeah, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, or even it like that. The gym makes you hold yourself accountable 100%, bro. Because if you're not there, you're not there, and you know you're not there. You can't lie to anyone. Like you're fucking not there. That's in your own head, and you know you let yourself down. Yeah. Or if you work out like shit, or if you're eating like shit, like there's all things that you hold yourself accountable, and then it starts to really expose like the kind of character that you have, and then once you fix those things, and you're like, dude, I could fix other shit in my life too. You know, that's good, bro. I love that shit.
I think it makes life easier.
Oh, for sure, bro. Yeah.
But because I've been through the same things too with, you know, drinking, going and partying. I was using that as a coping mechanism for years, and I didn't feel like I had a problem, but everybody around me felt like I had a problem.
Yeah.
So it's not until you like recognize it yourself.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be with just drinking. It can be with any, because you can have problems in anything.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
And I was able to recognize that I had a problem, so I stopped. So that was good for me because I can admit, like, I'm on alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anybody else is, and I have no problem with anybody else drinking. It's just that I had to make that change for myself.
Yeah.
And with the gym, it made it easier.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I'm just at home and not doing nothing, and then...
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Cold sweats.
Yeah, no, I know, dude. Yeah, for sure. The gym for sure takes your mind off of all that shit.
It just cleans you out pretty much.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, like I drink occasionally, but like the older I get, I'm just like, dude, like that shit's like rough now, dude. You know what I mean? And you really think about it, and it's like so repetitive, and it doesn't really bring anything that good except those like 2 or 3 hours that you're hanging out. You know what I mean? The next day you're like, fuck, I feel like shit, like I'm lazy. And like you said, the gym for me has really helped me like stay away from like a lot of bad shit, you know? Because I'm like, if I don't go the next day in the morning, you know, like fucking Gamby's gonna be talking shit, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? You have like
he's gonna be all sad at the gym.
Yeah. Or you just yourself, you know, you're just like, dude, I want to wake up, I want to feel good. I know if I go to the gym, if I get some good sleep and I don't go out, I know how productive my day's gonna be, you know? Like,
I met Gamby recently.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, at his
everyone knows that guy, yeah.
Yeah, I walked into a friend's office. His name's Mario. Gamby rents him the barbershop.
Okay, gotcha.
No, Mario rents Gamby the barbershop.
Oh, got you.
So I walked in.
Oh, he owns a building then.
He owns a building, yeah. So I walked in, and then Gamby was like, I was wearing some fire red 3s, some Jordans. He's like, man, they're yellow, huh? They're super yellow. He's like, I like that look. I was like, are you insulting me or are you complimenting me?
He mixes it in.
Yeah, he mixes it in.
Yeah, he's cool though.
He's not.
I like him.
He's not trying to like offend you to fight you. He's just trying to offend you a little just to make you laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, that fucker's funny. I hear funny stories, bro, about him all the time. Like,
how do you cope with failures or rejections now?
Damn, you know, fuck those shits are hard still, bro. You know, that shit never gets easier, you know? And I think too, like the older that you get and the more successful you are in you know, in your career or whatever it is that you do, I think your ego starts to get in the way of that shit too, and you feel like, what the fuck, like I don't want to be told no, or what, you know what I mean? And that kind of gets to you. But the way that I guess I cope with it is same shit, the gym, you know what I mean? Like, there's not really anything, there's no really way for me to cope with it, because if I start thinking about it too much and I get upset, and then, you know, you start getting discouraged and you start questioning yourself, but not just fucking accepting it, bro, and then just try to find another route, you know what I mean? Try to maneuver and see what I could do, you know? Things are, and I think too, like now that I'm a little older, I've failed so fucking many times, bro, like over and over in my life, where I'm just kind of like used to it now, and it doesn't really faze me as much as it before. Besides the ego thing, where you're just like, I don't deserve that shit because I've already done this and that, you know. But it's like, man, whatever. Now, bro, it's like, fuck it, find another way. There's always another way, you know.
Did you use that failure as like fuel to keep going?
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I think a lot of people that have background like you know, like me or whatever, like us, I think that's what most of it is like you grow up not having certain shit. You grow up, you know, seeing certain people. Like for me, it was like I wasn't poor, bro, you know, but like we didn't have like a bunch of extra shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
But like my family had like I had enough like good influence and people that were related to me that like I got a taste of what it is to have money a little bit, but we didn't have the money. I had like uncles that had money, had nice shit, and I remember thinking like, what the fuck don't my parents have that shit? You know what I mean? Like, and that shit would get me mad, bro. You know? And so then I would always tell myself like, dude, when I get older, dude, I'm gonna have all that shit. I'm gonna have any fucking car that I want. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna have a nice house, like all that stuff. So, and that was like fuel. You know what I mean? Like for sure, it was fuel. You know. And yeah, still to this day, bro. Like there's things that I want to accomplish still, and you know, I've already kind of like failed at it, like in my own little world. You know what I mean? Right. So I use that as fuel still too. You know, to prove to myself that I could still do it. That I still have, you know, a few moves still left in me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have like a form of self-care, like a way where you just zone out besides the gym, like maybe your car? I want to ask you about your car.
Yeah, you know what? I've always liked just fucking like being like I like listening to music in the car, bro. But like sometimes I just like not listening to shit, bro, and just like chilling and just driving it when it's not hot, because you know how those cars are fucked up, bro. Yeah, dude, I changed like 3 times already today, dude, you know, so I've been daily driving it, bro, but I obviously I can't keep that shit up anymore, bro. I daily drove it for like the last like 2 or 3 months, but I can't, that's not practical anymore, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, like I use that, and I'm trying to find other ways to kind of zone out and stuff like that is not the gym, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to abuse the gym too much either. I feel like we do that shit sometimes already as it is. We go way too much. We're there like 3 hours today, bro, right? I had an appointment to get a massage at 11:30. We got there at fucking like 8:30, and it was like 11 or some shit when I left for like 10:55. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And we're not even talking, bro. We talk a little bit, but it's more just we're really going at it, but I don't want to abuse it, you know, and you know, that be something that no longer is like something that resets me, you know. So I'm working on that right now, bro. I'm trying to find something that kind of gets me, you know, a little chill.
I think something that that's pretty good too is, I know you said you like to be, you know, no music, just quiet, driving. That's kind of like cruising too. Yeah. But audiobooks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's just sometimes it's good to hear someone else's voice, kind of go over some good points and talk about positive things. Yeah. I think that helps too.
Yeah, no, for sure, yeah.
All right, so I wanted to ask you too. Just, I'm a lowrider guy. My dad's been from a lowrider club since 1995, and Paula's, Cadillacs, everything. We've never had a Bel Air, and I saw that you pulled up in a '57 rag Bel Air. Tell me about it. Is there like a backstory, like why you got that car specifically?
Yeah, bro. I fucking like all of them, bro. Like I like fucking all cars, you know. But when I was because I had a '54 before this one. I had that one like before I had my son, so it was like maybe 8 years ago. But the reason for it, well, I was in between a few of them, bro. I really wanted a '59, bro, but they're like, at that time they're like 200,000 or some crazy shit, you know?
Dream car, bro.
Yeah, bro, I know. And so then I was like, oh, maybe I'll get like a hardtop '59, like maybe I could do that. But then I was like, dude, if I'm gonna be paying that much money, I want like convertible, you know?
Yeah.
So then I always liked the '57 because of my grandfather. So that was like his favorite fucking year, you know, like that was his favorite car. And you know, I remember like, you know, going to like the Beverly Hospital, like in Montebello. That's where like they grew up at and shit. And I don't know, we went to go visit someone one time, and when we were walking out, we seen one. I was probably like maybe like 8 or 9 years old, And dude, like we went like chilled in the parking lot just looking at it for like a long time. Like my grandpa loved that fucking car, you know? Right. So I think after that, like I always like really, really liked that car, you know? Like it was always like a dope car. Whenever I would see it, it would kind of remind me of him. So that was for sure like an option. As far as like one of the cars that I was gonna get, I was in between getting a 58 Impala. I like the 60. I like all of them, bro. 60, 61, all the 62, 63, 65. I like all of them, bro. Yeah. But I was more at that time. I was like 60. The 58 Impala, the 61, and then the 57. Yeah. And actually, it's crazy. The dude that I bought the car off of when I went to his house, he had a 61 Impala, a rag, and he had the 57. But I like the 57, bro. Yeah. But I changed my mind, bro. Every now and then, I'm like, dude, I want to get rid of this shit and get something different. But I don't think I'll get rid of it. My son, like he always like tells me like, because I've always been into cars, so I've always like switched cars around and stuff like that. But that one, like he tells me like, oh, don't ever sell it, Dad. You know. Yeah. And even though like I don't think I'll ever give it to him, I'm gonna like. Maybe like when I'm on my deathbed, I'll give him the key. You know, like you know what I mean. But take him for a test drive. I don't want him really growing up thinking like, oh, that shit's gonna be mine. Not like that, but you know, like that means a lot to me too. You know, him really having a connection to the car as well. So I don't think I could fucking get rid of it now, bro. You know, I'm like stuck with it, and I really like it, bro. That's cool.
Oh, they're badass. We love old cars. Robert brings his lowrider to work.
Oh, yeah.
How many people do you know, like, do that? Like,
I know. It's sick, bro. It's so sick, dude. Yeah. And it's dope. Like, I know it sucks for people that really love the cars and would like to have a lot of them. But as far as, like, how high the prices have gone. But it's fucking... But at the same time, that shit's made a lot of people rich, bro. You know, like, people that have held on to all that shit for so many years. Like, dude, they're sitting on fucking gold now, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah, bro. So it's a cool thing, man, and it's a cool thing too to, you know, like now it's a fucking investment, you know, like you can't fucking lose on that shit. Mm-hmm. Like you could, you know, buy one for fucking 80, 120,000, and like that's money in the bank. That shit's fucking there. You know what I mean? Yep. Like
we're at a point where you can almost get back what you put into it. Before it wasn't like that. Oh, now you're at that point. Depends on the car. Yeah. But we're at that point now. The market shifted a lot.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Yeah, and it's fucking. It's cool, man. You really think about it, they're not gonna make any more, so it's just gonna get harder and harder as the time goes by, you know.
And more expensive to
it's crazy to think where they're gonna be at like in 30 years. Fool, it's fucking crazy. You know, it's fucking 30 years ago they weren't worth like not like that, but they weren't really worth shit 30 years ago. Like you could get all kinds of shit 30 years ago, like cheap as hell, you know.
Grand.
Yeah, no one even wanted a 59 rag back in
I know, it's crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy, man. And it's crazy to think, like, how is it going to shift in the future, you know? Like, there's all these predictions, you know? People are like, oh, the 60 is going to be the next 59, you know? Because, like, right now it's a dope one, but it's not as high as, like, the 61 or the 59, which is a little weird, you know what I mean? But, you know, I don't fucking know, bro. No one knows, dude.
No one knows.
It's going to take the right fucking celebrity to fucking drive it or something, and then it's just going to be game over, you know? And that's cool, too. You see the celebrities driving them now, too, bro. Like, the basketball players and shit. You're like, fuck, dude, that's fucking badass, dude.
Yep. DJ Mustard just built a 60.
Oh, sick, dude.
Yeah, someone named homie named Tweet. Shout out Tweet. But, yeah, he just got a black with, like, red stripes on it, and he cruises it.
Yeah, that's sick, bro. Hell yeah. That's dope. So you get more attention and that shit than you probably do in any fucking car, bro. If you think about it, you know, I'll be on the phone and like just from like my pad. Well, I live fucking far, but I live in La Habra and my shop's in Pico, and I take the same fucking street every day, and like, you know, everyone like, oh fuck, dude, like people going out of their way to honk and get behind you. You're like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? But they just want to say what's up, or they like the fucking car, man. It's cool, man. You're like in a little time machine, you know?
Definitely.
It's fucking sick.
So how do you define success in life?
Before, bro, I was just savage, bro. I just like whoever had money, dog. Like whoever had a lot of money, that was my shit, you know? But now it's like I feel like you have to have a little bit of everything, bro. I think you have to have knowledge, you have to have life experience, you have to obviously have money and shit like that. You got to be a good person. You know, and now I think too, like I think one really important one is like you have to have like a history of like helping other people and putting people on. I think that's like a big part of being successful is like, you know, like, all right, people see you're successful, you know, you take care of yourself, you look good, you know, you got money, you're good at your business, you're smart. But then now it's like the new thing is like, dude, and all these motherfuckers are fucking rich now because of your ass. Not rich, but you know, you fucking help change all these fools' lives. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's powerful as fuck, bro. You know, that's like, to me now, that's like successful. It's like helping people and putting people in a position that you believe in to fucking be successful and to make something of themselves. You know, that's fucking badass, dude.
I think it's a big part of success. I think, just like you said, when we're growing up, whoever had the nicest car in the area or had all the money or the gold and stuff was you know, oh, he does this shit. We want to be like them. But we could only see material things at the time because we're just growing up. Yeah. But now it's like a full picture of everything. Like, okay, how's the family? How, you know, how's your home? How's your girl? How's
your health? Everything. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's a whole collective thing, and as time goes on, definitely to get to another level, you got to help people. Yeah. And when you understand that, I'm sure you already know because you have a shop too. At that point, the more people you help level up, the farther you'll get pushed up.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
Just like networking groups, the same thing. Like I've joined, it's called BNI years ago to put my name out there, and I went into it thinking, you know, I'm gonna make money. People are gonna give me referrals. I didn't make no money. And then I changed my thinking, and within 45 days, I had a deal that I was making $60,000.
Oh, sick, so dude. Hell yeah.
I thought of it more like, okay, how can I help the people that I work with here rather than just myself? Yeah. Because this isn't working.
Yeah.
And as soon as I did that, like I said, 45 days later, I had a deal that I made $60,000.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's just sometimes the way we think, because we're taught a certain way, we're raised a certain way, we think, okay, that's the right way. But even though we're seeing things not work out in that way, we just have to, you know, do it ourselves and make a change.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Hell yeah.
I feel like you gotta help people who are like appreciative too.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
There's a lot of ungrateful people out there.
Yeah, hell yeah. Because you even sometimes you could just read it off of someone. Like I have people so many fucking times ask me like, oh, like show me this, and I'm just like, come on, bro. Like you're not even coming at me correctly, bro. Like you're not coming at me with any type of respect, dog. Like what the fuck am I gonna? Why would I put you in that position? You know what I mean?
Like, but put me on. But
it's like, come on, like, dude. What is
why
that?
would I put you on? What reason do I have to put you on?
Yeah, it's like, what is that? Well, I'm gonna bust my ass to, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like you know. But I think like you said, bro. I think like when you kind of change like your mentality and you kind of like you know, you're like open to help people, but you're also not like fucking just giving it to any fucking person, you know what I mean? Right. You're selective on who you help out and stuff like that. You know, and also it's like you have to have, it's like you having respect for yourself as well too, and being like, you know, it took me long to learn this shit, you know, this is something that's like, this knowledge is like sacred to me. I'm going to give it to the right fucking people, you know what I mean? And because I know they're going to do something with it. I'm not going to waste my energy giving it to some fucking jackass, you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
It's your time.
Yeah.
So now time is, there was something that I think, was it Will Smith said? That they said, oh no, it was Nipsey Hussle. He said, how does a child spell love? And he spelled out Time. And I thought about it and it kind of hit me. Because it's true.
Oh hell yeah, bro.
As a child, you know, spending time, you know, with your parent is the biggest part.
Bro. Yeah.
And sometimes that means everything. And even as we grow, same thing. Like you giving your time to somebody. If someone's not coming right and it's just all I want to be, you know, top 5 Instagram.
Come on, dude.
That's not why I want to help you. Like, that's not a reason of me wanting to help you. Yeah. Like, hey, I really like what you do, and I need to help my family get out of where we're at. That's more something that you probably open to. And then, but that's just like the newer age, you know, it's just different.
I agree. Okay, let's creep up on some final questions. Rob, you got anything you want to ask?
How do you prioritize what truly matters in the midst of life chaos?
I feel like if it's not, could you ask it one more time, bro? Let me see.
How do you prioritize what truly matters in the midst of life chaos?
You know, I just like listen to my conscience. You know what I mean? Like if it's not related to like me getting better, so that I could help my kids out or help my family out, then that like I won't really fuck with it. You know what I mean? Like even like the gym, it's important because that's gonna help me be good for myself, so that I could be good to my coworkers, to my family, to my kids, all that stuff. So that's kind of how I do that, bro. If it's not really gonna benefit me in any way to help the people that I love out, then I'm that shit's on the back burner. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really gonna fuck with it.
Not worth your time.
Nah, yeah.
Okay, I wanted to ask. I like asking this question. Who do you say would like motivates you, or someone you look up to, or someone like you would say is the reason where you are today, like someone that influenced you?
I don't think it's so much one person. I think it's a lot of entrepreneurs like you, bro. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff pumps me up. You know what I mean? Like I love seeing people that come from similar backgrounds like me fucking make it. You know, I really admire that. You know what I mean? And you know, sometimes, you know, I not that I don't want to, but sometimes you don't even get to meet the people, or you know of them or whatever the fuck. But that really motivates me, you know, because I can't really say that there's one specific person, you know what I mean? And also there's a lot of qualities of people that inspire me to be a better dad or be this way or that way. Even people I see on Instagram, which maybe it could be fake, maybe they're crappy dads in real life, they're just good Instagram dads, but there's some people where you could genuinely tell, like, damn, this motherfucker puts in a lot of fucking time on his kid, man, you know, and that stuff really motivates me, you know. And whenever I get the opportunity to give someone a compliment or give someone props, I always try to do it, you know, because it goes a long fucking way, you know. Like I love when someone gives me props or gives me a nice you know, like a nice compliment, you know. It goes a long way, and it makes you feel like whatever it is that you're doing, you're on the right track and people are seeing it, you know. Not that it matters that people see it, but they're acknowledging that you're, you know, doing what you do, you know.
Yep. And you have a son, right?
I have a son and a daughter. Yeah.
And you want them both to look up to you, right?
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah. You know, I didn't really have that too much with my father, but I did take a lot of good qualities that he has. You know, I did learn from a lot of the stuff that he did, the good stuff and the bad stuff. So in a way too, like, you know, I look up to him in some ways too. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, for sure. I think it's important for like every, you know, boy to look up to their dad. You know, that's fucking key right there. You should want to be like your dad. You know, you know, like.
Mm-hmm. You know, I read I was watching a podcast the other day. Do you know who Andrew Tate is?
Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Top G.
So he tweeted something the other day, and he said your dad should always be your superhero.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
Like not Superman, not Spider-Man. Your dad should be your superhero.
Yeah.
And that hit me because my dad did so much for me, and I gotta give a shout out to my dad.
Hell yeah, bro. Fuck yeah, bro. He did so
much for me to be in the position I am today. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have graduated college.
Hell yeah, bro.
I wouldn't have been here for sure. He wouldn't have made his connection with Robert at the gym. So, you know,
bro.
There's dads that are like that really want to see you grow.
And bro. And that's awesome, bro. Like I like that's fucking, you know what I mean? Like that's so fucking cool, bro. You know, like I know there's a lot of people that, you had all this help or whatever. It's like, dude, that's the way it fucking should be, bro. That's the way we fucking should be, dude. Like that's a fucking beautiful thing, bro. Like I think everyone, you know, should, you know, any father, bro, should you know, want to be like that, like your dad, bro. Like, you know, he's not doing the work for you. He's just showing you the path, bro. You still got to put in all the fucking work. It ain't that fucking easy. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, bro, that's fucking awesome.
I think with our fathers, definitely, they do have a big influence on us, and not every situation and time when they're giving us love and, you know, affection, maybe it's not all what we were expecting or what we wanted, but I think as long as you accept it and you move forward with it and move it in the right direction, then that's a good thing because, you know, we didn't have that. We didn't have that. Yeah. Those are excuses, I think.
Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. Yeah, for sure, bro.
And everybody has them, and they either hold us back or push us forward.
Yeah.
And, you know, whatever we didn't have, we can change our future.
Yeah.
We can change it for our kids like you do.
Yeah.
I just have dogs. But they're probably the fucking spoiled the dogs around. But, you know, I would, like my dad told me, you know, he got into trouble. He's locked up here and there. And he would always told me, you're going to do big things. He would buy me little Ferrari cars.
Yeah, that's sick.
You want to have one of these cars when you grow up, Porsches, stuff like that. He would always give me positive influences, no matter how fucked up it was at the time. Yeah. No matter how shitty it looked at the time, he would always say good things to try to stay with me, to push me. Yeah. And I accepted them. You know, they weren't the way I really wanted them. Yeah. But as long as I accepted them and I just try to run with it, it helped me at the end.
Oh yeah, bro. That's very similar to my dad too, bro. Like he would be in fucked up situations, like knowing that he's gonna go and do a bunch of time, and he would always try, like, even though his world was like on fire, bro, like he would always try to like tell me little stuff like that too, bro. And you know, for a while I was like really mad at him, bro. Like growing up, like I went through stages where I was like pissed at him, but you know, then you get older and you realize like his story and like what he kind of went through, and you know, obviously like he's kind of still has that like victim mentality a little bit. Like he's still kind of like that. He makes kind of excuses for shit sometimes, and I don't really like it. But you know, all I could do is learn from it, bro. You know, I just learned from it, and I'm just like, okay, well, that's not the way to be. You know what I mean? But you know, at the same time, just understanding like his story and how he grew up and what he had to go through really helps me not be mad at him. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, whatever, man. All I could do is make him proud and fix the things that he didn't do. I always tell my son that too. I'm like, because he's sometimes like, you're fucking hard on me or whatever. He's little. He's only like, he's only 8 years old. But he'll get like a little bit upset sometimes, and I feel bad because I feel like every time I talk to him, it's like a life fucking lesson all the fucking time. You know what I mean? But you know, I always tell him like, dude, I tell you because things are just gonna get harder from here on out, and you got to get better. And like the faster that you could get better, the easier life is gonna be for you. Yeah. You know, but you got to get better fast. You know, and so I'm telling you this stuff right now that you're little because you need to start getting better fast. You know, and that starts with you not fucking forgetting your homework everywhere. Yeah. You know what I mean? You picking your shit up. You know, you having manners. You saying hi to people and all that stuff. So, you know, and that's something that I kind of take, I guess, from my dad too, bro, is like, I got all this shit going on, like business, work, and people that you're like responsible for, but, you know, still take the time to, my world's on fire in a different way, in a positive way. Not like my dad is on fire in a bad way, but still take the time to tell him like stuff like that, kind of like how you said that your dad gave you, because that's something really nice, right? Like, yeah. Right?
The last time I had seen my dad, he was, you know, doing some time, and he was about to pass. He actually, I could, as soon as I seen him, I knew that he was gonna pass. He was dying of cirrhosis, and they can't eat salt. They can't eat none of that because they get bloated. Yeah. And then you know, he got some snacks and he got like popcorn and he put salt on it. I'm like, you can't be eating salt. And he's like, like, yeah. I don't even know like how many days. Like he didn't say it, but like when I first seen him, I just broke down because I already knew it was going to happen. And then that was like my goodbye to him. And I appreciate it, however it worked out, as long as I was able to tell him bye. Yeah. I appreciate it because, you know, if I wasn't able to say bye, I think it would really ate me inside.
Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah.
To not at least be able to say bye. But, you know, even the words he shared with me that day were, you know, just, you know, you're going to be something one day. I know it. You're smart, blah, blah, blah. You know, the regular parent things to say. But it wasn't in the, you know, perfect situation. Yeah. But I accepted it, and those words got me through a lot of my life.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Cool. Man, you're a dope guest, man. Robert really hyped you up. He's like, man, he's cool. He told me so many video ideas. Like, man, he's a cool guy. I was like, man, I hope he is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you're
thank
dope.
you.
Yeah,
thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you, bro.
No, definitely.
Likewise.
Definitely was great to have you. You know, the name of our podcast is No Role Models because back when we were growing up, it was hard to have role models. We had like basketball players and athletes and stuff, but you know, it's a different story at home. But definitely, whatever we dealt with, we did it without role models. Yeah. And we're here today, trying to put a positive influence out there for the younger generation.
Oh yeah, bro.
Because no matter what you're going through, there's always somebody out there that's going through something bigger.
Fuck yeah.
And you might seem like, you know, it's the worst in the world and no one can go through anything worse, and then you flip on the news and there's someone going through something 10 times worse. But we're not here to, make excuses for ourselves. We're just here to influence each other and help each other get to another level.
Oh, yeah.
But I wanted to say thank you for coming on. I appreciate you,
Thank you, bro. Yeah. Thanks for having me. My hands are a little sweaty, bro.
Gotcha.
Definitely positive influence.
All right, thank you, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This is our second podcast. Tune in next week for our next one.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You have a message that you want to put out there for everybody?
Nah, bro. Just if you guys want to follow me, I'm on like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. It's at Bogus_tattoo. Well, yeah, man.
Share a little quick message of positivity.
Let me see.
Some knowledge.
Some knowledge.
I know you got some.
Yeah. So this one's actually one that's been helping me out a lot lately. It was told by my sister, and it's like such like a common thing that you get told, but just like whatever it is that you're going through, like right now, like if you're opening up a new business, if you're trying to get sober, if you're trying to get in shape, whatever the fuck, and you're at the fucking bottom, you're at the very fucking start of it, and you think of the future, and the future just fucking really like, fuck, dude, like how the fuck am I gonna lose 50 pounds, or how the fuck am I gonna get my business to be like this guy's business or whatever. And one thing that's really fucking helped me, man, is just take it one fucking day at a time. Really just that old saying, it's like that shit is so powerful. It's like you just take it a day at a time and you try to do the best you can every fucking day. And eventually all those fucking days that you took at a time, they're going to fucking pile up, and it's going to be 5 or 10 years, and you're going to look back and you're going to fucking be like, fuck, man, that was a fucking journey, man. Like, I can't believe I fucking got through all that shit. And you'll appreciate, you kind of wish sometimes that things were like how they were back then, because you were like a fucking savage, you were grinding and you were doing all this shit. Now you're just like comfortable. Now you're just like, fuck, like, now what do I fucking do? So enjoy that journey, and, just take it a day at a time if you're at the beginning stages. And, yeah, that's one that's really been helping me out lately, bro. Like with the new stuff that I've been trying to do,
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Day at a time, bro. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks again.
Yeah, bro.
That was a good one.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.